Hey, how's it going? This video is kind of more for me than for anyone else, so sorry. Hopefully it'll still be kind of interesting for you guys anyway, but yeah, it's more a thing that I want to do for me through this, so yeah. So it's fucking crazy and weird and I turn 20 next year. When I turned 18, it was kind of like, ah, yeah, you're an adult now, you can do adult things. And I was like, fuck off, I'm still a teenager. No, I'm having none of this adult stuff, no. Reaching 20, I'm not a teenager anymore, and I feel like that is sort of the beginning of adulthood, and it's quite a big deal. Much as I don't plan on growing up anytime soon fully, because fuck that. I have started to notice myself growing up in some ways, which is kind of cool, and I kind of like that. I'm progressing, I'm becoming a better human. I've seen people do videos like this before, and I kind of wanted to do one because, as I've mentioned before, and I will probably mention again, I'm very much someone who spends a lot of time thinking about other versions of me, whether that's comparing present me to past me, or to various different times in my past, whether it's thinking or wondering or dreaming about what me and my life might be in the future, whether it's thinking about what I would be like if I'd made different decisions at critical points in my past. You know, I like thinking about the other me's that exist out there in either time or parallel universes if they exist. It's just something I don't know, it's just the thing about me. It should just be called dumb shit. I figured doing a video where I, as present me, talk to future me would be quite interesting, because it's very easy with hindsight to look back and not necessarily get an accurate picture of who you were. You think about it with rose-tinted glasses, or you think about it in relation to other things you found out since, or whatever. So I felt like this would be a very interesting thing to do, and then when I am older I can come back to this and have that conversation back, even though present me will never know what that turns out to be. It will just be quite interesting, I think, personally. So I'm gonna do it. So there are some questions that I'm gonna kind of ask for future me to answer, but before that I kind of want to talk about where I am at the moment, so that future me can look back and go, ah yes, that's right, you're a good kid. So I am in a really good place right now. There is still, you know, shit going on in my life. I don't really know what I'm doing with my future, and there will be a video about that as and when, but it's too early to even talk about it, so I'm just gonna leave it. Generally, I'm in a really chill and really cool place. I've moved home from uni. I once been away for a bit, so me and my dad have really sort of spent a lot of time together this week, which has been really fun. And yeah, I mean, obviously that stuff's all really cool, but like up here, I'm in a really good place as well. There's still some nagging issues from the past, and again, in this video I'm going to sort of mention stuff and then bait you a little bit, because I'm not actually going to talk in loads of detail about my past and my brain and stuff like that, because that can be done another time. We don't need to think about that right now. But while there are some nagging issues from the past, generally I'm in a much better place than I've been over the past years. You know, I'm so much better at dealing with emotions and feelings and just general brain stuff than I have been in the past, and that is part of my growing up thing. I'm developing coping mechanisms for issues that I've had for my entire life, and I am so much better at handling issues that come up, and that's the good part of growing up. I don't plan on being a boring old adult, because that would probably make shit content and probably a shit life. One of the things that is sort of one of those past things that I don't really go into loads and loads of detail about, but is relevant to this, is I do have a tendency to overthink and overanalyze things, which I think I'm starting to get a bit better at, as in better at controlling, sort of ish. While that is at times terrible and paralysing and absolutely shite, beyond words, because it means that I take everyday things and even myself, my own decisions, the way that my brain works, and second guess it and analyse it to the point of insanity. On the flip side, it's also led to a benefit that kind of works with this video, because it means that, as my friend Arthini pointed out in one of our conversations recently, yeah, shout out for you, I'm very self-aware. I've reached a point where I'm very good at recognizing my brain's patterns of behaviour and things that I'm doing. I'm not always good at changing them. Sometimes it's just, well, I know that's happening, I'm along for the ride, I'm prepared, but there's fuck all I can do about it. But I'm quite good now at recognising things that I do and things that my brain does. I do tend to differentiate between myself and my brain when I'm talking about these kinds of things. I do it when I'm talking to people specifically, and I will probably do it as I talk more on camera about this kind of thing. But yeah, I tend to differentiate between my brain doing all of the subconscious things and then me as in like the conscious human being that is just trying his best. And like, I still have some of those issues from the past related to that and related to other stuff, but right now I'm in a place where I can look in the mirror, or I can look at my Instagram feed, or I can look at my channel, and I can look at the person that I have become, and I'm standing here today, and I'm happy with that, and I'm proud of that, and I've been in a place where I've said that and not really meant it before, and I can actually say that and know that I'm telling the truth. And that's a really big deal for me. And that's why I'm in such a good place, despite the fact that there is still shit going on, and there will continue to be shit going on, because shit's already gone on, and the way I've dealt with that has led me to this point where I can say that. And so, you know, what could possibly go wrong? That's such a dangerous thing to say. So, future me, that is how I'm doing now. I hope you're doing good too. I hope you're this optimistic about things. So, some questions for future me. First of all, how is vlogging going? Have you kept up with it, or have you let it slip again? And if you've let it slip, then what the fuck are you doing? Basically, this is what you wanted to do for years, and you're finally doing it. You're doing it well, I think. I'm really happy with it. What has gone wrong if you're not doing it? If you are still doing it, how's it going? Is it good? Is it still fun? Have you got like 50 subscribers? Question number 2, do you feel that you made the right decision regarding university? Whatever you're doing now, 20-year-old me, I mean that both in terms of your initial decisions regarding whatever the fuck your UCAS application was, and your decision to end up going to Bedfordshire and do creative writing last year, but also your decisions that I'm just about to make. This is kind of like a self Q&A, just a year in advance. Question number 3, have you and Kevin sorted out your tattoo yet? And this is another one where it's, if you haven't, then why? What the fuck are you doing? Just to provide a little backstory for everyone else, me and my brother Kevin, at Reading Festival last year, while he was quite drunk and I was very ill, had a conversation, and part of it was we were going to plan and get a tattoo together. We have spoken about this for nearly a year now, and we haven't got concrete plans yet. It's just still kind of we're going to do it this summer, we'll talk about it soon. Admittedly, he's just moving house and stuff, so he's kind of busy with shit. So it will hopefully be sorted at some point this summer, but yeah, 20-year-old me, if you haven't done that yet, seriously, sort your shit out. Question number 4, how is Neck Deep and Comic-Con? I prefer autumn, winter and spring to summer. I think summer is probably my least favourite season because I don't really do very well with hot weather. I much prefer feeling cold and putting on jumpers, because I love wearing jumpers. Jumpers are great. Everyone loves jumpers. Anyway, back to the point. I'm really looking forward to October because I'm going to see Neck Deep with some of my friends. I think me and one of my friends are going to go and visit one of our other friends at their uni the night before and just get really drunk and go out and have a great time, and then go to Neck Deep the next night with some of my other friends like Margaret from Comic-Con, and yeah, it's just going to be so cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I only really got into Neck Deep when I bought the ticket, but now I really like Neck Deep, so yeah. And then obviously October Comic-Con, I haven't bought tickets aren't even on sale yet, but I'm gonna be there, let's face it. I fucking love Comic-Con. I've been to the last 3 in a row and it's gonna be number 4. It just is. I have already been talking in the last couple of days with one of my friends who was at Con in May, but managed to not be on camera at all, sorry Connie, to do with her cosplay and what I may be doing. And we're also going to be looking at a really cool project that's kind of a secret, even though she put it on her Snapchat story. Hey, anyway, no, it's something that I'm probably going to not talk about in the meantime on here, so that it's like, hey, look at this really cool thing, but if it doesn't quite work out, then I can just never mention it and never have to deal with the embarrassment and just hide under a rock because I'm a failure. Question number 5. Have you finally sorted out your fucking guitar and Fruity Loops yet? This is something I keep mentioning and I keep wanting to do, and it keeps living down my priorities list. Sort your shit out, mate. Sort your shit out. Question number 6. Have you managed to have you managed to get yourself into any more girl trouble yet? I am someone who really loves being in relationships. I love that feeling, and obviously I know when I am or I'm not ready, and I know, like, you know, it's not a good plan to get into relationships, don't worry, but I really like being in relationships. I like the feeling of being able to give, and obviously, like, you know, it's cool when someone likes you, you know, but I like having that person that is particularly significant, and so yeah, in 12 months there is probably a good chance that I will have ended up getting myself into some kind of trouble again. So that sounds so much worse than it is. To get really deep for a second, I think the reason that I really like being in relationships is because ultimately in life and in what I do, I don't really give a shit about money or power or anything like that, especially money. The only reason I like money is because money lets me do things that are cool, or money lets me go and see my friends, or money lets me go and buy that pizza. Like, money for me is a means to an end. I don't really give a shit about it. I don't care about the zeros in a bank account. It's not what matters to me. What matters to me, what I want from life, is just happiness and love. Question number 7, I think. How was your birthday? Because let's face it, you've never really been one for celebrating. You don't really like people having a massive fanfare over essentially just the fact you didn't die. But come on, man, like, you're well overdue doing something for your birthday. Live a little, have some fun, just get really drunk, who cares? Just have fun on your birthday, you're turning 20, chill out. And if you haven't, then set yourself the same thing for 21st, because that's a big one. Question number 8, the last question I want to ask is, are you happy? And I will see you in a year. Well, I'll see me in a year. I will see you, like, next week. I'm not gonna not vlog till next year. So, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and stuff, and I will see you soon-ish, maybe. I hope you did like this. If you've made it to the end of this video, then thank you. That's really cool. It is kind of more for me, but if you're interested enough in me as a person to have watched this video anyway, then thank you. I hope it still entertained you, and yeah. So I am in a really good place.